I'd like to start by talking about two people. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity we've all had to get to know a little bit more of the people we've lost. I'd like to talk about Mohammed Asadi-Lari. We've seen his picture earlier today. He had been at UBC and he was at U of T. He was studying in a PhD, MD program here. And he was the co-founder of STEM Fellowship and a group called the Canadian Association of Physician Innovators and Entrepreneurs. As you can tell, he was pretty smart, and he was also so energetic and entrepreneurial and committed. He loved Canada, and he thought we should be doing a better job at turning our ideas into companies. And he was so committed to that. And I know that because I met him not too long ago, maybe 200 meters from here, and he cornered me and he said, "Minister, the government has to do more about this, and I need to meet with you and talk to you about it." He was such a brilliant young man and such a terrific Canadian. And he was traveling with his sister, Zainab, who was also at the U of T doing an honors Bachelor of Science. And I'd like to talk about another young woman. Her name was Saba Sadat. We've seen her picture too. She was an undergraduate doing a Bachelor of Science at U of A. Her professor described how when Saba came to the lab, it was as if a shining star had arrived. She was doing research on the placenta, working with her professor and her team to find ways to help us, to help people more safely carry children and more safely give birth. And her professor said even though she was an undergraduate, she was already making tremendous scientific contributions. She would have been, and I'm quoting her professor, a brilliant doctor, a brilliant obstetrician and gynecologist. That was her intention. And she was on the plane with her sister Sarah and her mother, Shekufe Chopinejad, who was a very well-known and beloved obstetrician and gynecologist in Edmonton, known for all the help she had provided to thousands of women and children and for her charitable work. Their father and husband was in Iran with them, but he stayed back and wasn't on that plane. We have lost such incredible people. This is this university's loss. This is Toronto's loss. This is Ontario's loss. And this is Canada's loss. Nothing will ever replace these brilliant lives that have been cut short. We will always have this scar. We will always bear these scars. Now, though, is the time for all of us to come together in our loss. Vancouver and Montreal and Halifax, Edmonton and Toronto, and all of Canada's cities and towns. Now is the time for BC and Nova Scotia, Alberta, and for us here in Ontario to come together in this sad, sad time. And now is time for Iranian Canadians and all other Canadians to come together. As Canadians, we remember together. We mourn together, and we will seek answers together. We will seek accountability together, and we will seek and we will get justice together. We saw on January 8th that the world can be very dark, very cruel, truly incomprehensibly so. The world can be a hateful place. Let us show in these days to come, as we come together as Canadians, that the world can also be a place of solidarity, a place of compassion, a place of hope, a place of justice.